Clark, my hand. Now go look on your arm. Marks, my pinky. I can't put your legs. I like to look on your arm. Marcelo Polo, T-Rex, my pinky. Orange man. Lekasu. Hip-hop league. Shampopo. Shampisi. Oh, it was fire.
Yeah, so the alignment squad, Andrew, we both got whiff of it this week. First thoughts? Anything
Look,
jump out off the page at you?
well, there's some players here I've never heard of. Hold on, let me go. Okay, so if we have a look at the forwards. Sorry, Ruben van Heerden. I don't have no idea who that person is. Is he
Stormers?
Yeah, he's Stormers, but I don't know what position he plays. But I mean, if we have a look, let's just talk him through. Okay, Eben Neertland-Fourie, he's a new guy into the team, playing for the Stormers. Looks like a good leader, solid guy, scrumming well. Potentially deserves a shot in there. I don't know how old he is, but playing tight head, you can generally go a little bit longer than in terms of age than the others. So good luck to him and well done. He's been consistent. Then we have Johan Grobelov from the Bulls. Yeah,
very good form a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been in and about, hasn't he? He's never quite gotten in. And I don't know whether it's because of his moustache, because that thing's horrendous. And then there's Gumidi, remember?
Just on him, can you remember Rassi actually saying he needs to work on his size? On his moustache and his size.
Well, the size of his moustache is very impressive. So he's obviously been brought in with all that extra weight and size. Yeah, for me, he's just kind of a backup player that'll give you a solid performance. But, is he a Springbok? Or, are they looking more broadly with these guys to try and get them doing things in their games that could support the game plan of the Springboks? There's something about that.
That's interesting.
Gumidi. So I told you I like this guy. He's the 8th man from the Bulls. He's, the guy's position he's been kind of taking or usurping in a couple of the games was Cameron Honeycomb, who I do like. I think for me, he's the best looking 8 around at the moment with Frankie Horn, local. I know you like Diamante, but those are the ones.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Not necessarily. Domani has a lot of potential, but I don't rate his defense that much, which is a concern.
Oh, he's just not big enough. He's not big enough for that kind of. He doesn't play the kind of game, or he's not good enough in the kind of game that makes him valuable enough to carry somebody without size and defensive frailties.
Such as Quagga Smith.
Who's, it's just ridiculous. The bar's been set high. Then we've got Ulrich Lowe, brilliant, really, and getting better. Vilkalo, interrupt me when you're doing this. I'm just going through. You got Mahoba, Manambi, Marks, Umkunu. So the second choice, loose head prop for the Sharks, potentially a long-term runner there. He's a young guy, and I quite like what he can do. He's looked good. I need to watch his scrummaging a bit more, but in broken play, he's fleet of foot. He used to be an 8th man. They converted him. He's a bit like a beast, but probably a bit more athletic. Elmer Marat, Ox, Ruan Nokia, Ruas, Quagga, Gerhard Steenkamp, so the Bulls prop.
He played well against Lions. Created that try.
Been scrumming well, hey? Been scrumming well. Manus van der Merwe.
He's him. You've just mentioned him. I'll jump in now. So he's the only cheater, I believe, to make to make this alignment camp, which is lucky for him and good on him, because the cheaters aren't really playing much rugby at all. That's just reminded me there's 4 huckers in this alignment camp. But this one thing that really jumped off the page to me was there's 4 huckers, but Dweber's kind of gone. Where is he? I mean, you're talking about somebody who made the wider Springboks, the World Cup standby squad, didn't he? And he's not even included in this. And
Andre Hugo Finter.
yeah, and on that note, also, I think this is maybe a goodbye to Dion Free as well. If we're talking hookers, obviously is not a hooker, but perhaps the best hooker we've ever had. But also,
well, interestingly, that they're getting rid of him. That I see Willie still here, in the backline.
Yeah, good. I'm happy with that.
I mean, they've got some really long-term prospects. That Andre Hugo Fenter, who's Andre Fenter's son, who used to be Russie's 7, as Russie. Yes, Russie was a 7. He was a 6 for many years for the Springboks. And I think they both started off at the Free State originally. So long-time friends. Could be a bit of nepotism going in there, because I truly do not believe he deserves to be in the Springbok alignment team. I haven't seen it. He comes on late in the Stormers games. Interesting. And then Jan Hendrik Wessels, who's with the Bulls. I mean, basically, they picked all the Bulls, a couple of Stormers, and one Lion and one Cheetah. Sharks have only just contributed a few of their Springboks, really.
And there's quite a few Springboks absent, isn't there? I think it's all domestic Springboks, a few Japanese ones, and the European ones who are all involved with their clubs. They've just left them in Europe.
Yeah. So a pretty decent team. Backs.
There's plenty. There's plenty of excitement there to me. I mean, not so much with the forwards, because there's a few looses I like, but when you talk about the backs, there's some real potential there, I think.
Well, just before we go on to I don't. Labakani can be looking at himself and thinking, I didn't get a call up. Frankie Horn's been really good. And, maybe you've got to have one for the other. Labakani, for me, should be in here. He's won man of the match as a prop a couple of times. You've got guys in here that were brought on late in the game. We can't. Can we doubt Russie's thinking?
No.
I mean, like we don't have the license to doubt him.
No.
But we will start criticizing. Let's have a look at the backs. I mean, there's a couple of the usual faces: Orense, Faf, Morganzela, Zulu.
Yeah, very good. Please,
He's the one that's exciting for me. That Suleiman Hartenberg, he also looks good. I like him. Jaden Hendricks, for crying out, and his brother. What?
Yeah, what do you make of that? Because that jumped off the page a bit to me. His brother at Lions. I mean, he doesn't play much. How did he go last year from memory?
Well, he was playing. It was only towards the end of the season that they started playing. 9 at 10, and then bring him on late in the game, and they seem to be doing that again now at the moment. But that's a strange selection. That would be an outlier for me. Kieran Horn, decent player, plays fullbacks for the Lions. He has been playing well. Be good to see him play in a really decent team. Good to see some of those Lions play in a really decent team. Herschel Yankees back in.
Yeah, well, I
haven't noticed him for the Stormers.
No, he plays occasionally. I'm not a fan. He played against La Rochelle.
Yeah, and then we've got Vili, Marnie, Mapimpi, Moody, Nahamba. We've talked about him for a while. He could be the joker in the pack. He could be interesting to see if he gets into a squad and then what they do with him. Because I do think he unlocks options to play Marnie. So you don't have to rely on kicking.
Was he a Jeppes old boy?
Not that I know.
Okay.
Not that I know. So I do think he's could be a valuable player in the kind that Russie likes.
Well, he definitely ticks that box, doesn't he?
Yeah, Monet van den Berg. Wow, I didn't know that. Scrum half for the Lions. One that plays when Nahamba plays a 10. Goes off and Hendrickson comes on. Do you think they're just trying to improve the Lions' backline? So they've selected them all, say, play with some Springboks and see if you can get better. Henko van Wyk, yes.
Very good. Deserves it.
I think he could be a long-term future Springbok. If not always starting with a guy like definitely offers you something very good. Grant Williams and Willemse. So Jesse Creel's in here. Yeah, and Damian Willemse. So yeah, solid backline. Like you say, these few Springboks out of here, hey, and I mean, there's not too much churn. It just seems the one emission from as a regular is free. That's the only one I'm really. Hey, can you think of any others that aren't here that
Weber jumped off the page to me. I don't rate him at all, but
yeah, you actually played decently on the weekend.
Apart from his lineup, yeah, he had a good game.
Well, the thing is, how many chances are you going to give the guy? That's the problem. He's never produced in a Springbok jersey, and I think he must be into double figures in terms of shoutouts. So yeah, it'll be good to have a watch against us, see where they go. Are they just together for a weekend or a week, or what's the plan?
It's about 3 days.
Okay. Yeah,
I was surprised to see Jaden Hendrickson there. I was just thinking, well, why is he? Why? I mean,
maybe they, they do put that they want to have certain amount of people from certain positions. Well, and did they have to pick between him and the infamous Bosch?
Yeah, it's no surprise not to see him there, is it? But Nahamba, that's got Rassi written all over it. Nahamba, you'll fly off. You just think exactly what you've said. He likes players to, when you're playing 7-1 splits and all these outrageous things. If someone is very competent in 2 positions, not like we've been told, oh yeah, don't worry about Faf playing fly half or taking kicks. He used to do it at school. No, there's no. Yeah, as decent as schools are in SA, it's not World Cup quarterfinal time, is it? So
I've seen Nahamba play fullback as well.
There you go, and he's clearly competent playing for Lions at fly half. Clearly, slightly off at the weekend, but we've seen him do it week in week out, and kicking sticks in all conditions, in a wet, windy Cardiff and.
A good tackler.
West coast of Ireland.
He's very fit. Looks like a low maintenance type player. One of those guys that gets on and gets stuck in, and he does it with a smile on his face in the right way. So I'm really happy for him. I'm really happy for some of these Emirate Lion guys. I'm surprised by, like you say, Jordan Hendrickson and Mornay van den Berg. Again, scrum half. If you're selecting Herschel Reinkies as well, we like we're saying, I think they just want to get these guys in and potentially start aligning them to a style that will support the Springboks game plan.
Absolutely, and the coaches as well. I think it's more important for those. I think you likes of Tom, Tony Brown, and Co. Well, we'll watch with interest, and I'm sure there'll be more news coming out of the camp in a couple of weeks' time.
The clock, my arm. Now look on your arm. Marks, my pinky. I can't put your legs. Well, I look on your arm. Marcelo Polo, T-Rex, my pinky. Orange, man. Let go, shoot. Hip hop, please.